peeps, we are back. We're talking the Real Housewives of Orange County, season 17, episode 14. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. So last week they filmed the reunion and Bravo released the seating chart. They have not released the reunion looks. Of course, you know, for Atlanta's looks, they kind of gotten leaked out and Bravo was not happy about that. So the two seats next to Andy are Tamra and Heather. They have Jen all the way at the end of the couch. So it's Heather, Tamra, Shannon, Gina, Emily, Taylor, and Jen. This whole season pretty much was all about Jen, her relationship with Ryan, and Heather. It really was. I have no idea why the hell Tamra is not after Heather and Jen is not sitting next to Andy. Anyway, peeps, look at the chart and tell me what you think. Get in the comments and let me know. So they are still in Playa del Carmen. The show picks up right where it left off with, you know, Emily still being a complete ass to Heather at this dinner. I am still sick of her, especially since we seen on Watch What Happens Live last week that she mentioned that she made a mistake. Heather didn't tell her that Shannon was talking bad about her. She told her that it was Tamra. What I didn't like is that after all of this back and forth and all the girls being so anti-Heather, she still bought them a vacation gift like she always does every time they go on vacation. And I wouldn't have given them girls a gift. Not one of them would have got a gift from me. I would have rather thrown them in the trash or handed them out to the staff. These are grown people acting this way. Emily is all upset. She called me a liar. She called me a liar because you're lying. That's why. And she said I was an asshole because you are an asshole. That's why. I mean, come on. Then Shannon wants to sit there on this high horse. She is so upset with Heather. Oh my gosh, she talked about my relationship. She talked about my relationship. No, the people who talked about your relationship, you're kissing their ass. Tamra, Gina, and Emily. Well, she's not kissing Gina's ass. She don't like Gina very much at all. But you're taking out all of your anger on Heather with no proof whatsoever. And I really hate how Heather got up from the table to walk away. She's tired. She's sick of it. Every time they get together, they all pile on. And Tamra runs after her as if she's really concerned. She wants to check on her. So Shannon's at the table with the girls and she has loaded up on many drinks. More tequila. And then she wants to open up about her and John Jansen. And I said, you know what? She's going to wake up tomorrow morning and be mad as hell that these girls have any information about John Jansen. Where did they get this information from? She's not going to remember that she told them. She keeps saying that her issues with John are just regular relationship issues. Well, if they are just regular relationship issues, then why are you acting a fool? And not only that, when Tamra first brought him up to you and Vicky were having that little lunch back in Orange County, why were you running to production, acting a fool? You were so upset. Oh my God. If this gets out, he's going to leave me. Oh my God. Normal people don't act like that. And then she's breaking down. Well, he leaves. He doesn't stay. And he used to. And, you know, I've got abandonment issues. I don't give a shit. I really don't. If you have abandonment issues, get you some therapy. If you don't like the fact that he leaves, get you a new man. Okay, this is too much. And I really hate how Shannon cannot stand for any of the girls to talk about John Jansen, to bring up her relationship with John Jansen. But then we find out that she was trying to dig into Jennifer and get a little more information. Now, I did not appreciate how shady and tacky Gina and Emily were. Everybody has seen it. Jen has appreciated Shannon sticking by her. So she tells them, you know, Shannon's been there for me. And they said, she wanted to dig up more information on your relationship. How is that okay, Shannon? How is it okay for you to dig into this woman's business, but all gloves are off when somebody brings up you and John Jansen? I'm sick of Shannon. I've always liked Shannon, but Shannon is irritating. You know, Emily brought up the whole thing about John not liking her to talk about their relationship. That is a major red flag for me. If he doesn't want you to be able to discuss your relationship at all, and it's clearly a rule for you, because you're always saying that John doesn't like us to talk about relationships. You're going to try to say that it's his rule, not yours. No, it is your rule. You just break it when you're drunk. That's another thing that you need to be looking into. Why do you drink this way? Now, I'm Team Heather. She tells Tamra that she knows that some of these girls don't like her, and she is okay with that because she knows a lot of people who do like her, and she's getting to the point where she just doesn't care. And I'm telling you right now, I agree with her 100%. I would have never cared because what they eat don't make you shit. It really doesn't. And on top of that, they can't even afford to eat what Heather eats. So fuck off. That's just my opinion. Heather, listen. When they start to go low, ignore the hell out of them girls. I would let them talk and talk. I would just pay them dust every single turn. Heather, to me, she has been doing a good job sticking up for herself, not running off, not crying, taking care of herself. But these girls, in my opinion, are failing miserably. They have tried to take her down all season and it just isn't working. She's like the Teflon doll. What you're trying to throw on her never sticks. Shannon did admit to Jen that she was talking about her relationship. She says that there's just so much that we don't know. And it's not your business. You don't need to know. I don't think anybody hired you as a private investigator. There's definitely so much we don't know about you and John Jansen. At some point at the dinner, Jen said that she found out that Tamara was trying to dig up more information on her and Ryan's relationship by reaching out to the girl that Ryan had the sex with. And I don't know why Jen is shocked or surprised. Why are you shocked or surprised? You should know by now, at your grown, mature ass age, that Tamara is not your friend. She's never going to be your friend. As a matter of fact, it looks like she wanted to bring you on the show so she could use you as storyline and embarrass the dog shit out of you, while not giving any information about her and Eddie. She's sitting there acting like she's such a good supportive friend of Jen. She doesn't want Jen to get hurt. Girl, bye. Another thing that pissed me off is Emily didn't have any problems taking Heather's gift, but she's going to sit there and say, but she called me an asshole though. All she wanted you guys to do was be able to celebrate the sale of her house and to have a good time. She didn't lie. You are an asshole, and I think that you're completely jealous of her. And if you're so pissed off and you don't like her like you say you don't, give her damn gifts back. Every last one of you. So the next morning, Heather has a little pep talk with Terry. Terry says the way the girls treated her, the way that they reacted to the sale of the house was not nice, but it's a new day and she needs to go into it being positive and try to have a good time. She said that she is going to go into this day to have fun and have a good time, but she's not going to take any more bullshit. She said if they start to get on her, gang up on her, or go against her, she's just going to leave. And we all know that Heather has no problems calling Terry to schedule a private jet to pick her up. We know this. We know they can afford it. And Tamara being fake, trying to act like she sympathizes with Heather. Girl, go on and sit down somewhere and have another drink. I really can't wait to see Shannon at this reunion. I cannot wait to see her reaction about how she treated Heather. Then Emily apologizes to Heather for her behavior at the party. And, I have to agree with Heather. I would absolutely take Emily's apology with a grain of salt because Emily is good at apologizing and then turning around and doing whatever it was she apologized for again. And she even admitted it in her confessional that she apologizes and then does it again. That's another reason why Emily irritates me. If you are serious and you mean that you are sorry for doing X, Y, and Z, why do you turn around and do it again? Because you really aren't sorry and you really don't care that you're affecting someone's feelings. Gina is still acting as if she's so devastated that Heather didn't tell her about the sale of the house. We're friends. First of all, Gina, listen, I do appreciate that when they were in Oklahoma down at the hoedown, when they were shoveling the poop and stuff, that she tried to, have Heather's back. I get you. But I haven't forgot that at the beginning of the season, Heather let us know that when they're not filming, you don't really mess with her. I don't think that you are Heather's friend. I think that you are Emily's friend, and you pretend to be Heather's friend during filming. That's what I think. And she had also told you people that she had an NDA. I wouldn't tell you shit. If I had oatmeal for breakfast, I wouldn't tell you ladies. No, no ma'am. Then the ladies go out and they ride on these ATVs and they go to the cenote, which of course we've seen several cenotes on all the Housewife franchises. At some point, they always end up at somebody's cenote. The last one was the Real Housewives of Potomac, and I think they were at the exact same cenote. Anyway, I don't get into waters, rivers, or lakes that I'm not used to. I'm always worried about a little bacteria in my vagina. Nope, I just can't do it. Anyway, Emily decides that she's going to jump, and she jumps into this 36 feet drop into the cenote. And in my funky Dineva voice, not me, girl. No, ma'am, I can't do that. She jumps and hits the water so hard, she loses her breath, and she has a bloody nose. I said, oh no, this is too much. This is too much. However, she looked good diving, and she looked really pretty in her swimsuit. I mean, she knocked the wind right out of herself. No, not me, girl. Gina jumps in from the lowest jump in point, and then she heads right for the ladder to get the hell out. You know, I'm proud of you, Gina, because you know Gina's afraid of water altogether. She said at one point she refused to take baths. You know, girl, I'm glad she got over that part. Now, Tamra brings up Jen in all her fake clothes, her fake Gucci, her fake Fendi. And, you know, I think that Tamra should shut up. But I laughed a little because there is a page that I follow on Instagram, and they track all the housewives in their fake apparel. And Jen, along with Teresa from Jersey, they are repeat offenders on this site. They are always calling out all the fake products that they are always wearing. And, you know, listen, I don't blame them. You know, that's a lot of money. If you can get away with, you know, buying some nice fakes, why not? I don't know. I think it's illegal. I'm not sure, but I'm sorry, ladies. I don't have any money, but I don't have any fake Fendi or fake Gucci either. Vicky shows up at the door, and I would have slammed that door in her face. As soon as she opened the door, she is looking crazy and screaming out loud. I said, oh my God, the way I would have just slammed the door in her face. I can't take all that yelling. That's one thing that everybody who knows me personally knows. I cannot take a lot of noise. Anyways, Tamara is so excited. Her and Shannon and Vicky are dancing around, hugging and screaming, and Tamara pees on herself. And the first thing I thought was, boy, that's just like Ramona. Remember Ramona would pee on herself, sometimes poop? One thing I thought was weird, though, Tamara didn't change. She wore those same shorts. I said, didn't you just pee in them? I guess she was just going to let them air dry. I don't know, but I thought that was a little gross. I said, at some point on this trip, I'm sure they're going to end up at Senior Frogs. They show little clips that Heather and Emily and some of the other girls went to a water park. That water park looked like a good time. It definitely looked better than going to the spa and walking on them hot coals or whatever. I don't do the hot coals. Now, you know, Heather tells Emily that she looks like Snuffleupagus. And I don't know if she was talking about the eyelashes. I don't know. But yeah, I don't believe that was a compliment. I really don't. You know, Emily had pissed Heather off. But, you know, she did give her that half-ass fake grain of salt apology earlier. And I think that Heather knew good and damn well that she was being shady with that comment that she was trying to pass off as a compliment. But, yeah, I don't think that anybody could ever think that Snuffleupagus is a compliment. Yeah, no ma'am. The girls got a private show of Cirque du Soleil, and of course they just did it to be featured on The Housewife, but it was beautiful, and I would have had a great time. Then they decide that they're going to play a game of truth or dare, and Vicky just decides that she's just going to go in on Jen. You don't even know this woman. She's going to tell Jen that, you know, her and Jen are alike, because they have both been in the same place. They have both liked men who were not good for them or was not the right person for them. And they just didn't want to see it because they just didn't want to make a change. And Jen is just sitting there listening. with a blank face. And all the rest of the girls are completely silent, which is new for them. They never shut up. Anyway, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, so soon Jen is going to tell Vicky that her relationship sounds like some of her business. Okay, stay the hell out my business. Or a drink toss, not the glass, but the liquid, just a little splash to the face to wake her the hell up and out of her business. But no, she just sat there and didn't say anything. And I said, oh, wow, no, ma'am, I can't do that. And this advice that Vicky has for Jen, I said to myself, why don't you give some of this same advice to Shannon? Okay, because clearly Shannon's in a relationship she doesn't belong in. Now, you know what? To be fair, I think that all of us at one point, and I'm saying all of us, but I can only speak for myself, but I think that all of us at some point have been in a relationship that we knew deep down, in our mind, we knew that that relationship is not the one, that person is not the one, but our heart wouldn't let us let go. And I think that we've seen Vicky with Brooks and Steve. We've seen her situation. And I think that Vicky really does know how Jen is feeling, but she doesn't know Jen. And she didn't get this information from Jen. So she really shouldn't be speaking on it, period. And as soon as Vicky started going in on Jen's relationship, I said, you know what? Vicky has been downloaded by Tamara. Tamara has given her all of Ryan's information in Jen's relationship. And the producers asked Vicky, where did you hear this stuff? And she said, Tamara. Telephone, tell a Tamara. And we all know that. We knew that without even asking. Tamara is so busy telling everybody else's relationship business, and yet and still we have heard absolutely zero, total crickets about her and Eddie. I think it's time for a revenge season and everybody gang up on Tamara's relationship. Bring out the dirt between her and Eddie. And the whole time they were at that table, no one was really saying, Vicky, be quiet, leave Jen alone. You know what I mean? It was just too much. And I bet 9 times out of 10, Tamara has told Vicky a little bit about every single woman in their relationship. Now, those specialty swimsuits they were wearing, they looked really funny, but the swimsuits were funny looking, but the girls looked cute. Then they showed that Shannon had broke down. She said that she wasn't happy about her body and she couldn't wear the swimsuit and she didn't know she was going to fit in with the rest of the girls because she was sad about the way she looked. And I really got sad by it because I know how she feels. I've been there before. I mean, at one point in my life, I weighed 335 pounds. I could have weighed a little more than that, but the last weigh-in that I had, years ago, that's the weight I remember. And I remember going on a girls' trip to Las Vegas with my friends, and we had all got our makeup done, and everybody got dressed, and we were going out to this fancy club, and everybody looked beautiful, and I thought that I did too. Until we went out of our hotel room and we were waiting at the elevator, and the elevator had all that reflective, coating on it, and I got a full length view of what I looked like. And the next thing you know, I was in the floor drowning in my own tears because of the way I looked. And I just felt so awkward, and I felt that I didn't fit in with my best friends because they all looked amazing. And I remember one of my best friends, she just held me and told me how amazing I am, and it is not about what size I am. And I remember running back to the hotel room and changing my outfit like 5 times. And I finally found something that I thought covered up the rolls and the fat. And I mean, I understand what Shannon is saying. Shortly after that, I ended up losing 120 pounds, and then I lost a little more weight. And losing the weight helped me because I ended up being able to ovulate properly, and I had my little boy, so it was important for me to lose the weight. But I totally get how Shannon felt, and I was so happy to see that she came down, she wore the swimming suit, and she hung out with the rest of the girls. I mean, it's so hard sometimes for us to just look past the rest of the world and just see who we are on the inside. Who we are on the inside is just perfect. And so I'm glad that Shannon was there and enjoyed the time with the girls. Emily said that she thinks this has a lot to do with John. And then I remembered a couple episodes back, Emily said that John criticizes Shannon about her weight and calls her fat sometime. And I said, you know what? That's the reason to get rid of him. I would never date anybody who criticized me about my size, about my looks. You know, in my Fantasia voice, if you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Move the hell on, because there's always somebody who's interested. Don't play with me and don't play with my emotions. Shannon needs to move on. Heather again tries to tell Emily that snuffleupagus comment was a compliment. And no ma'am. And the crazy thing is most of these women didn't even know who snuffleupagus was. And I thought this was weird, because I said, y'all are all mamas and you were children once. You don't watch the Sesame Street. You never sat down with your children and just watch the Sesame Street. Speaking of the Sesame Street, when I first had my son, I love Sesame Street and Fraggle Rock, and I like the Muppets. Anyway, I wanted to share this with my son. So when my son was born, I said, oh, I should buy the seasons of Sesame Street and I could watch it with my baby. So I started with season 1. I said, why not? So I bought season 1 of Sesame Street and I put the DVDs in and I'm watching with my son. And I see this boy playing on the railroad tracks. I said, oh, no, you can't play on the railroad tracks. Then I seen him, talking to a stranger in a car. And I said, what? Stranger danger? No. Then the next thing you know, I see them sitting on the stoop talking to an adult who's smoking cigarettes. I said, well, what the shit? Nope. And I took the DVDs out and we haven't watched them again. I just couldn't allow my son to see this. I said, oh no, this came out in the 70s sometimes, son. And times was different. We don't talk to strangers. We don't play on railroad tracks. This is not okay. Anyway, I don't know how I even got off on that tangent. But anyway, the girls didn't even really know who Snuffleupagus was. Shannon and Tamara thought it was Bigfoot or Sasquatch. I said, damn it, I'm surprised I didn't think it was a chupacabra. Anyway, I've had it. One of the producers said, isn't it a dinosaur? I don't think so. I thought it was an elephant with 2 big eyelashes. Anyway, moving on.
And you have not been here with us the whole time.
I know.
Vicky, I have.
You're always calling me out. You're malicious about it and you're mean about it.
I'm not malicious about it. I'm not mean about it.
So if you need my to air to make you more relevant, good for you.
Yeah.
They each other. You know what that's like? It's like a knife in my heart. For a year?
Before you were together.
No, during.
One time. And I was not with him.
That he was sleeping with her while you guys were dating. He sent her a text message while you guys were at a concert in San Diego saying,
Did I know about that?
Naked in my bed.
I've seen it.
Yes.
There's nothing.
But why are you with this
But why do you protect? You ruined your whole family to
I didn't ruin my family. How dare you?
Don't go there. For a player. You're not the only person he at my gym.
Date your fat.
This is so
What do you know?
This is so hurtful.
No, I'm not going to say anything.
Oh, you're not going to say that?
I'm
So
a liar.
typical of you.
Does your mother-in-law know she's a player? He's a player.
Because she
Because
works
he
out
is.
at the same gym and she's 78 and she's heard that he's a player. But I think the bottom line is I think Jen knows he's a player and she chooses to still be with him.
Now, honey, listen. Vicky said, I know I was fired. I said, oh my God. Emily thought that was hilarious. First of all, I would just like to clarify and state my opinion in my Tamara voice. Tamara is an awful person and she is a terrible friend and her mind is always in the trash. I'm really sick of Tamara. Tamara has bullied the hell out of Jen. I think that more than anything in this world, Tamara must be jealous of Jen. I think Tamra really wanted Ryan. I mean, she is the biggest hater when it comes to this woman. She is constantly throwing her under the bus, riding the bus over her, backing it up and doing it again. And Jen is allowing it. I appreciate that this time Jen was trying to stand up for herself. Jen was activated, and I'm glad, and I hope that she is 1000% on Tamra's ass at this reunion. At some point, Tamra is screaming that Jen ruined her whole family, that she left this man for a player, and that just really threw Jen over the edge. And you know what? I thought, how would Tamra feel if somebody told her that she ruined her whole family, missed twice divorce? You divorced Ryan's daddy, you divorced Simon. Nobody said you ruined your entire family. When she brings up that Ryan had been sleeping with that girl for a full year, that Ryan sent that text message to that girl, and Jen said that she knew about that. I said, Jen, you're starting to look ridiculous now. Why are you still with him? I mean, dag on it. You are a grown woman with 5 kids and 38 pets. You should not have to deal with Ryan. And Heather said, you know, he's a hoe. He's a gigolo. He's a player. But, you know, Jen has decided to be with him. So leave the girl alone. And I have to agree. If she wants to continue to date this man with the bad jean jackets, who seems to love to cheat, who told her up front he likes to cheat, then, you know, go on, do what you want, girl. But this looks ridiculous on you, that you are allowing this to keep happening. Either stick with him and stay quiet about your relationship, or break up with him and find somebody who's worthy of you. And on top of all of that, rip Tamra to shreds. There is no way that she wouldn't have got popped. I know I don't condone violence, but Tamra has been told multiple times, and sitting here in this woman's face trying to act as if she cares about her. I just care about you. I don't want you to get hurt. Really? Caring about her and not wanting her to get hurt, it don't look like this. I agree with Jen. You are not her friend. Friends don't act like this. And Emily was just absolutely giddy to say that her mother-in-law, who's 78, heard about Ryan being a player at her gym. She thought that was real cute. How would you like it if somebody said they saw Shane flirting and being a player at the gym somewhere? I mean, nobody wants his ass, but still, that would hurt her feelings, I'm sure. I'm sick of Emily. I'm sick of Tamra. These girls are too damn much. Anyway, peeps, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.